Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie. If you are new, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be breaking down my first ever market. So if you've never been to my channel before, I started a crochet business a couple years ago. Didn't really do anything with it, just had a few custom orders here and there. And last month I decided to go ahead and try out selling at markets. And my first one was very successful, so I wanted to come on here and tell y'all how it went. So I have my list of stuff that I sold, but I forgot to film my inventory and stuff before the market. So if I have a picture of the item and I don't have it anymore, I'll just put it up right here so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So essentially, I'm just going to show you the item, how many I brought, what I sold them for, and how many I sold, and then yeah. So first on my list is my long neck dino. I brought two of these. One was purple and one was green. I actually sold both of these for $25 each, bringing me in $50 total from these dinosaurs. I also gave the option of buying a little witch hat with them, which I do still have one of here. And these went for $2 a piece. I sold one of them for $2. Next on the list is these little chunky ghosts. I brought two of these priced at $10 each, and I actually donated one to the market for their like doorbuster giveaway thing that they were doing. So I kind of took the L on that one, didn't sell it, but you know, all for a good cause. So I technically still have two of these, even though one is gone. Which is very surprising because I thought the chunky ones are cuter than the mini ones, but you know, to each their own, I guess. Next thing on the list are my mini shroomies. I sold these for $8. I brought one to the market, made one at the market, and they both sold. And I actually have an order for another one that I got after the market was over. Next was my chunky shroomie, which was essentially the mini shroomie, but a lot bigger. And this one I sold for $25. Next up is this sassy chicken that I priced at $25. Its eyes are super wonky, but nobody needs to know. This one did not sell, unfortunately, which is really weird. I just think it's super cute, but you know, maybe it wasn't the right crowd. The same person that ordered the mini shroomy also bought this as well, so technically it is paid for, but I'm not considering it a market buy. Next up are the mini ghosts. I brought two of these and one sold. This one actually has a mouth and the blush on it, but the other one was just eyes. These were $5 each. Next up on the list are these shroomy necklace pouches, which I'm very surprised didn't sell because I think they're adorable. And I had them sitting where like one was open and one was closed, and I think only one person actually made a comment that they were pouches. I heard someone call them pacifiers. I don't know. Oh, I guess I can see it, but like, what? Anyways, so I brought both of these priced at $12 a piece and obviously did not sell them, unfortunately. So I'm glad I didn't make any more. Next, I brought this little pumpkin bowl with a lid on it, which I'm surprised actually got a lot of attention, but nobody bought it, obviously. It was priced at $10. It looks more like an orange to me, so the fact that people even noticed made me feel good. Next, I brought this set of 4 pumpkin coasters priced at $12. These did not sell. I brought this little worry monster that I had made a couple months ago that I honestly didn't think would sell, but someone's kid wanted it, so it sold for $12, and the person that's ordered the other two things after the market also ordered another one of these, but in pink. Next up is this cute little pumpkin pie. I brought this for $12. Obviously it did not sell, but it's so cute. I also made 2 chunky pumpkins, and both of those sold for $10 each. I brought 2 of these chunky candy corns for $5 each and sold one of them. I brought a mini zombie made out of smaller cotton yarn and not the chunky stuff, and sold that one for $7. Next up are my chunky octos. I brought 4 of these. I ended up making 2 more while we were there, and I sold 4 total. So I had a customer who was in another tent across from us who was a vendor ask for a dark blue one, so I had made her a dark blue one, and then I made this purple one at the end when we were down to just this one, and these two obviously didn't sell, but I sold them each for $10 a piece. Next up is my chunky pickles. The one that I did sell has eyes on it, so I brought 2 of these priced at $15 each and sold 1 of them. Next up are my bigger chunky zombies. This one I put as a medium size, and this one as a large just because I accidentally used 2 different hooks. I priced this one at $12 and this one at $16. These did not sell. I can kind of understand it's a very like niche item. You would have to be looking for something like this to probably want it, so I understand. Next up is this little chunky candy corn bee that I sold for $16. I brought 2, sold 1. I brought 2 of these bats that I named Bernard, and both of them sold for $20 each. I brought this little boo bee for $20, and sadly no one purchased it. I think it's the most adorable thing I've ever seen, but you know, maybe at the next one. Then I brought these 2 tall shroomies. I brought a flat top, and this one's supposed to be like a rounded top. I know they kind of look the same, but this one's just supposed to be a little more flat. And these were priced at $20 each. No one purchased them, but there were way cuter mushroom items that I had, like the chunky ones, so I can understand why someone wouldn't want just like a plain mushroom. And I was going to put spots on this one, chose not to, but I feel like maybe it would have gotten more attention that way, so I might do that before the next market. Next up, I made this little sushi chunky octo. It's the same size as the other ones, and I meant to sell it for $12 just because it was a little more difficult to make, but when I was using my square, I just clicked chunky octo, which was $10, so I lost $2 on it, but it's fine. That one sold. I only brought 1. Then I brought this adorable little set of chicken coasters. I thought they were the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I kind of want to make some for myself, but some guy was walking by, saw them, and said my wife would love those, and bought them. So I'm glad that they sold. And they also sold for $10. Next up are my little leggy froggies. I brought 4 of these, sold them all, and then made this one at the end. So 5 total, sold 4 for $10 each. And last but certainly not least was my Coraline doll, which I am glad sold, but I know that I severely underpaid myself when it comes to making it. I started it 2 years ago, finished it almost completely, and then ran out of yellow yarn for the hood of the jacket. So I finished that this month really, and decided that I wanted to sell it. So I sold it for $40, and I know I could have gotten way more for that, so I don't want to hear it, but it did sell. So people were almost fighting over it, which makes me feel good because it was super cute. So yeah, that brought my total value of items that I brought with me to the market to $608. And after everything was said and done, I made a whopping $353, which most people may not think is a big deal, but considering it was my first market, I prepped for 2 weeks and was still making stuff to try to make up for the fact that people were buying items and they were selling out. I think I did pretty good. I am using Crochet with Bay's Excel spreadsheet that breaks down like your profit and all of your materials and stuff. So I sold $353. I made $24.06 in profit. My wage was $302.60, and the total cost of supplies was $74.46. So I really didn't price up my items higher than what it recommended too much, just because I wanted to get a good gauge on what people were willing to spend on stuff. And so I personally feel like my easier patterns, like my frogs and my octos, were okay around the $10 mark. I could probably bump them up by $2 or so, but we'll just have to see next market how that goes. But anyways, that concludes my first ever fall market breakdown. Thank y'all so much for being so supportive. I cannot wait for my next market. It's going to be November 18th, so I will be prepping for that over the next month or so. So please make sure that you like and subscribe to follow along, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.